Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. So today's video we are going to an arena hire, which is very exciting because I haven't been to one in about a year and a half, since September 2023, and the last one was such a good one. So hopefully we can make it just as good, if not better, because Boris obviously it's been super good. Okay, don't know what that was. I think he's trying to scratch on me. So hopefully we can make it just as good. It's very cold today, so we're going to need to take an exercise sheet, and he is he is freshly clipped, so hopefully going to be nice and fresh for us. Boris, that is not helping. What are you doing? Mwah. Anyways, so I'm going to plait him, and then we're literally just going to walk over, because, right, rest your head on there then. We're literally just going to walk over, because it's a 15-minute hack away. Okay there. Okay, this is how we are from now on. Oh, never mind. Good, we're free. Okay, so I'm just going to plait him, do a quick, like, running plait. Okay. And I'll show you guys how to do one, because I don't know if I've done one in another vlog, but I'll just give you, like, a little quick tutorial on how to do one, because I have been asked that many times. And I'll try to show you how I do it to make it like tight as well, because I know often people do it where it goes like down and down and it gets further away, but I do it where it stays quite high up on there. So I'll try to show you how I do that. Obviously Boris's mane is a bit thinner for a cob, so it's a bit easier for me, but I'll still show you how I do it anyways. It does get a bit thick here, and then it gets a bit harder to plait. I'm like really struggling, my hands are aching, but I'll try to show you how I do that anyways. Yes. So you need to start off by getting some plaiting bands, and you need to brush his mane, but I don't have a mane and tail brush, so I need to go grab one. Okay, so obviously you're just going to start off by brushing his mane. He's looking forward to this, as you can tell. He loves his mane being brushed. Well, he's always really itchy here, so then when he gets his mane brushed, gets a nice scratch. Like, I don't know if you can see him. He loves getting a scratch. Okay, right, Boris, we need to focus. Focus. His mane's getting very long though. Oh, this is plaiting is literally just going to take me a few minutes. Yeah, so start off by getting a small section. You want to start small. It's the same as if you're doing a French plait or Dutch plait on someone's hair. You start off small and then get it bigger. So I take a section about this big. First, turn your head around. Section about that big, if you can see, and then use 2 fingers and literally just go like that to section it into 3. That's the easiest way to do it, I'd say, but make sure that they're pretty even strands. But if one's going to be smaller than the other, make sure it's this one's smallest, because again, like, it's at the start. So obviously just start by doing the same thing as if you're doing a plait. So if you don't know how to do that, you may need to practice that first, because it's going to be about 10 times harder. So you take the strand, put it over like that, and then it's across, and then take this third strand, Boris is not helping, and put it over the middle like that. And now you've got the start of a plait. And then you take the strand again, and you go over like that, as if you're doing the next step of a plait. And then this time, when you go to do it, the crossover, you take a section out of their mane, only do a small bit, cross it over, and then pull it as tightly as possible, without hurting them, obviously. Boris, come on, you're not helping. Turn your head over here. And then, yeah, and then you pull it tight, because we want it to, yeah, be like a bit shorter. And then you cross over this section again, as if you're doing a plait, and pull this one over. And you basically just repeat that and try. The way I get it tight into the top is by pulling this strand, so the section that you bring into their mane, you pull that as tight as possible, so you make it almost short, so that the plait stays up high. So I'm just going to plait the rest of it and show you the end result. Also, another thing, try take a small section of mane at a time, because if you start taking thicker sections, it's going to be a lot harder to work with. And then for the, sorry, I can't really see here, for the last section of mane, when you're getting towards the end, all you got to do is just take the last section and then just plait down normally. So it's that same sort of process. So if I take the last section here, I don't know if you can see, and then I literally just plait like normal, so without adding any extra sections in. But you also got to make sure this isn't too tight at the end, because they need to put their head down, and if that's pulling on them, then they can't do that as easily, or it will hurt. Boy. So here is the end result. Sorry, my hands are very shaky because it got cramped up. This is what I mean by just literally just a normal plait at the end. And you can see it's very tight to his neck. You can see here how it gets to like a quite normal plait. You can't really see as much. But here it kind of just looks like a twist, which is really cool. But yeah, so if you want a more in-depth tutorial, if you want a more in-depth tutorial, then let me know. Okay, so I need to tack up. Should I put that there? It's like propped up on the door. Okay. I'm going to be wearing my newest saddle pad. Haven't worn it in ages. Very excited. Last time I wore it was on Bosco, and I jumped him. It's a bit dirty. I need to give it a wash, to be honest. But this is like one of my favourite saddle pads. There you go.
I would think they look nicer like a week after the weekend.
Yeah, we've set off on our little journey. We're just hacking. My mum's running to catch up with Banjo. Okay, not anymore. Boris has been very good already. He's walking slowly now, but he was walking fast before. I couldn't find my padded whip, so I've got this thing. It's pink. It's my old one from when I was younger. I never really used it though, so that's fun. But he was very, very good to tack up actually. So it was really sweet. So I put his saddle on and everything, and then when I went to do his bridle, when I took the head collar off, he turned his head away initially. So then I waited because I don't want to because that's him saying he doesn't want it on straight away at least. And then I was clicked at him, and then he turned his head back around and put his head into the bridle. I mean, I've got the bitless bridle. I've had to bring the normal bridle with me just in case he's a bit more mental, but I'd prefer not to use it. But I'm very excited, and he's been really sweet. And then he marched off straight away, very eager to get going. I've shortened my stirrups, but they feel a bit more short than they should do because I'm not used to jumping, obviously. And this is a GP saddle, but it's shaped more dressage-y, so it's a bit odd, but oh well. Oh, okay, we have arrived. There's not many jumps up though, which is a bit annoying, so gonna have to get a few out. It's really pretty around here though. Look how nice it is, all the fields and everything. Really nice arena. Good. And people say warm bloods are fresh. It should say recording in the bottom left. No, no. Oh. Oh, Boris. Right. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Little control then. Jeez. And then okay. No, no, no. Boris. It's dangerous. Good boy. Calm down. Oh, good boy. I can't turn that tightly. Good boy. Good. Oh, come on. It's a bit of a weird way to turn. I don't really know how to do it. Good boy. Come on. Black and white. And then I'll try go to the salmon one. And then I'll circle around to that rustic one. Good boy. This black and white one. And then the rustic. Oh. Good boy. And then salmon. Good. Enter. Oh my god. One leg, yeah. Oh, sorry Boris. Pushed you on too much. Come on. Good. Good boy. Oh, good boy. Good boy! Good boy! There you go. That was honestly such an incredible session. Boris was really, really good. He did have a few times where it was just like a bit of a dodgy jump because I didn't quite get him on the right striding, so that was my fault. But he did really, really well to get me out of it and just put up with like any tight turns or anything. Obviously he was a bit chaotic at the start because he was just a bit mental with his without a bit in, so I did have to put his bridle on, and then I went into canter and he was like going in an outline, like cantering around really nicely. I was like, where did this come from? Like, it just came out of nowhere. I mean, I'm not complaining, but he was then schooling really nicely. I didn't even ask him. Anyways, and then he popped the fences really nicely, a lot calmer, because I think he knows, they definitely know when you have a bit in, I mean, obviously, but like they acknowledge it, I mean, and he was a lot softer, so I didn't have to do anything at all to get him, sorry, the lighting's really awful, I didn't have to do anything to get him to slow down, so I could just be really soft in my hands and literally just hold him there. I literally barely had any tension on the rein. It was just there, you know. So he was like really, really good and flying everything, he 80, 85s, being really, really good. So I'm very happy with this session. And he was just really forward and happy, which I think is definitely such a good thing, is when he's like forward and happy about it. Okay, so obviously that was a super, super good session and I'm really happy. Hopefully we can get him out. He's walking very lazily now. Hopefully we can get him out to some shows now, some show jumping shows, because obviously he's really good and he's proved himself. I mean, I always knew that. I just had to prove him to my mum, but I always knew he could do it. But I think I need to try get him under a bit more control with a bitless bridle, because obviously he's a lot more comfortable in the bitless bridle. So I think if I can get him under a bit more control, then the bitless bridle is the way to go with competing, because obviously I prefer to use that, but he also prefers it, so I think that is definitely the way that we're going to do it from now on. So I'm just telling him out, so I'm trying to multitask. Okay, let the wild beast be free. Yeah. Bye, baby. Well, you come. You like looked at me. It's like maybe. No. Anyways, so there's the lighting. Okay, that's better. So yeah, hopefully we can get him out to some shows. Obviously, as I've said many times, he does prefer the bitless bridle. I mean, I think you can tell from today that he prefers it because he's so forward and energetic. And then with the bit, he's still really, really good, but just not as eager. I mean, it is also because it was the end of the session, and the jumps got a bit bigger, so he was slowing down. I mean, he's still just as like positive and confident jumping them, but I think he definitely does prefer the bitless bridle. So I think we're going to try practice having a bit more control with that, because he's completely fine at home. But then when we go out, because today he hasn't been there in ages, so I think just a bit more practice going to a few different venues with the bitless bridle, and if we don't have control, then we don't have control. So hopefully, it's just my hands kept slipping on the rein, so I had to take my gloves off, but even still, because he was just so strong, I literally had no control. And then as soon as I put the bit in, he was like, yep, okay, I'll listen. He was like, I'm not doing anything. But yeah, so hopefully we can get him out to a few more venues with the bitless bridle, get him a bit used to it and not have it, because he also hasn't been jumped in maybe like a month-ish since before, yeah, over a month now, because since before, the last time I jumped him was the Vlogmas episode, which was the riding des, but even then we still didn't jump properly and he was absolutely manic. Yeah, I last jumped him with Sophia on my Vlogmas, so that was the last time we properly jumped, so the light is really awful. So hopefully just get him a bit more used to different venues, because obviously he's completely fine at home. And then, yeah, just a bit more practice. I'm going to go home and make some brownies, because I think it'll be fun. I mean, I'm going to make them anyways. I forgot my mum bought them, but I'm going to make them. And, yeah, I think it'll be very fun. I'm really craving some brownies as well.